So the thing today that we'll be doing is it's a sequencing series. So we'll be starting with a sequence actually for grade 10 and 12 and 11 so that they can understand, and then the series will be doing them afterwards. So let's check here. So when we talk about the sequence, we're talking about something which is going like this, starting this, let's take this as starting point, and then it can also start from here to like this. So we talk about something. That's why like this is, I say this is ascending order, and then this descending is descending because our line or our linear is going down, or maybe it has a what do you call it? It has a negative gradient. So another thing, let's check something here. Let me try to erase this first before we go further about these things. So remember, we're gonna start with arithmetic. So some they like to say this is and what do you call this? We call it a linear a linear sequence. A linear sequence we talk about we on metric they say is arithmetic. So let's check. We have Tn, and then this is going to be our a plus into n minus 1 also times d. So let's check something here. What do we mean by this variable means? So Tn is the value of the time. So let's have a sequence here. So let's have we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and so on. So this is a Tn. So here we have term number 1, term number 2, term number 3, number 4, number 5. So this is the value of the term n. Remember this n stands for this number, for the number of a term. This is term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5. So A we call it is the first term of the sequence, which this, since it's the first term, this is the first, we call it A. This is the first term of the sequence. This is the first term of the sequence. We call it A. So we have n then. So n, I think I also said that n is the number of term, and then we have that is a common difference. So this is a common difference because if when you find d, your d is not going to change unless it's been stated. So if you can check, d is something else on the sequence. So and this is the one that is making things big different here. That's why we have 4, 6, 8, 10. It's because of this guy here, which we call him Mr. Common Difference. So Mr. Common Difference is someone else. So let's check something here. What about if we want to find the equation of our arithmetic or linear equation of the sequence? So we're going to say Cn equals to A. Remember also this is the formula. So our A is 2, and then remember I'm taking from here plus n minus 1, and then our D. How do we find a D? Our D is going to be T2 minus T1, find D, and then T3 minus T2, we find D, T4 minus T3, we can find D. So this is how we find our common difference. So this doesn't change. So remember, this is still the same as this one, and also the same. This value doesn't change. Remember, so which means these two are equal, so these two are equal. I hope you understand that. So we're going to take, let's take T4. Let's take this one, T4 minus T3. So T4 is this one, and then T3 is this one. So T4 is 8, and then minus 6. This is going to give us 2. So our common difference here is 2. So we're going to say 2 plus n, and then this going to multiply what's inside the bracket. This is going to be 2n minus 2. And then here we're going to differentiate. When we differentiate here, if you can check, this is positive and then this is negative here. You see? So we're going to have 2n. So remember, if you put 1, you're going to have, okay, let's say they say give us the value of t 14. So we are going to use the same formula. Remember, this is your formula. So therefore, here Tn is equals to 2n. So let's try to have a clean sheet. So I said our formula was Tn so 2n. So this is our formula. So if we are required to calculate C14, so we're going to say 2 into 14, which is going to be 28. That's the value of T14, and so on and so on. Even they say T32, 32, you're going to say 2 into 32, and then this is going to give you 64. So you're supposed to check that. So this is the easiest one. So sometimes on the series they might also give you some difficult stuff. They give you some incomplete sequence where it has some variables so that you're supposed to solve. Let me check some question so that you're gonna get familiar with what I'm talking about.